We have all had our own experiences related to fast fashion. From simply browsing the internet and coming across an advertisement where a fast fashion company was showcasing their products, to actually going out of our way and purchasing that product. I myself have purchased these products before, and I deeply regret doing so. Since then, I've completely stopped that habit. However, more recently than myself, my own mom has begun purchasing from these fast fashion companies like Shein and Alibaba, and this has led to many arguments in my home, from my sister and I trying to convince our mom to stop buying these products from these companies. In a publication from the London newspaper on the 8th of April, 2020, it is stated how global consumption for textile products had reached 62 million tons per year in 2020, and it is expected to reach 102 million tons per year by the year 2030, which is an unsustainable level of production and consumption for our planet, and it is unsustainable in our long term. Today, it is my goal to persuade you all why you should not consume fast fashion. I will do this by first explaining to you all the problems related to fast fashion, and secondly, I will go into the causes that are prolonging those problems, and thirdly, I will go into solutions that I recommend to ease the issue of fast fashion. So now let's get into the problems that I have for why fast fashion is such an issue today. The problems that I will be focusing on are fast fashion's non-recyclability and inability to be repurposed, and the second problem that I will be talking about is fast fashion's great pollution. So now let's talk about fast fashion's non-recyclability. Fast fashion is made with very poor quality. Often a normal piece of clothing can be passed on to a second, third, fourth, so on number of users, considering it is still in good quality. However, this is not the case for fast fashion, which is made with poor quality to begin with. Often, even thrift stores are denying fast fashion because it is made with such poor quality that people are not often buying it secondhand because it cannot last more than a few uses, and given to a thrift store, it already is in poor quality. Moreover, in a publication by the Asia News Monitor from June 4th of 2024, it is stated how 75,000 tons of non-recyclable textiles are disposed every year in the Czech Republic alone, which is eye-opening considering how much is disposed without being repurposed in the Czech Republic alone, which makes you think how much is disposed in the entire world. Moreover, into my second issue on pollution, in a publication by the Daily Journal on the 23rd of April 2022, it is stated how beyond economic impacts for disposing fast fashion, 2.1 million metric tons of greenhouse gases are emitted from fast fashion production, which is more than the total emissions from countries UK, France, and Germany all combined in all of their activities. Moreover, in a publication by the University Wire from September 14th of 2021, it is stated how most fast fashion ends up in landfills, and the materials used to make those fast fashion products take hundreds of years to decompose. It's a very unsustainable practice for our economy. Now, going into the causes for why those problems still exist today. The causes that I will be focusing on are fast fashion's quickness to be disposed of and the exploitation of laborers to produce those products. So now let's talk about the quickness of disposal for fast fashion products. In a publication by the Daily Journal from April 23rd of 2022, it is stated how 50% of fast fashion products end up in the trash within a year of it being purchased. And moreover, fast fashion in its design is keeping up with trends, which often get outdated and leads to even more trash building up. Moreover, in a publication by the Dow Jones Institutional News from August 2nd of 2021, it states how consumers are able to often put aside the poor, unsustainable practice of purchasing fast fashion because it is so cheap. This is a short-term gain for low cost. It does not answer the moral question of whether fast fashion is worth it. It is not. It is much better to just not buy fast fashion. Now into my second cause, which is the exploitation of laborers. Asian countries like China, India, and Bangladesh are main producers for fast fashion products. In a publication by the Financial Times on December 10th of 2021, it is stated how fast fashion companies outsource their labor to more lenient countries with less labor laws. This will allow them to exploit laborers more efficiently. And in countries like China, India, and Bangladesh with wide populations, many are unable to find work. So these laborers are able to be paid much less. And now into the solutions that I have for easing the issue of fast fashion today. First of all, I would like to talk about how tariffs could be placed on by the US government to lessen the amount of fast fashion products coming in from overseas. Already, fast fashion companies are working with very low profit margins because the products are made very cheaply and sold for very cheaply. Putting tariffs on these products will make it not worth it for fast fashion companies to sell overseas because they're already at risk of losing profit with a tariff being put on. Moreover, I recommend a documentary called Toxic Labels, which focuses on the child exploitation and child labor for producing fast fashion products. And I believe that this will emotionally impact and cause people to realize that their actions are not sustainable and not morally ethical today by purchasing fast fashion products. And lastly, I would recommend in a publication by PR Newswire from February 16th of 2022, it discusses fashion designer Natalia Trevino, who designs sustainable 100% recycled dresses. And designers like Natalia are able to produce pieces of clothing that do not negatively affect the environment because they are using materials that have already been circulated rather than producing more and causing more pollution. So now in closing, today I conveyed to you all why you should not be consuming fast fashion. I did this by first explaining to you all the problems related to fast fashion, and secondly, I went into the causes that are prolonging those issues. And thirdly, I recommend to you all solutions to ease the issue of fast fashion today. So please do not be like my mom and seek short-term happiness from a piece of clothing that was cheaply acquired. It is much better to buy a more quality piece at the expense of your wallet. It will be a win for yourself because it will last longer. So it is more beneficial to spend more money in the short term because it will last you a long-term item. Thank you.